Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you watch this channel. Now, the race for the AUC in regards to Raila Odinga's quest seems to have gotten a major boost.
Pan-African space. And I just thought that in our midst, we have our former Prime Minister, the Honorable Raila Odinga, who is gunning for the chair of the Africa Union Commission, because as a country, I lead the charge on reform of the AU, and there cannot be any better reform than having the correct leadership to drive the African agenda. And so I just thought of introducing Raila Odinga, our former Prime Minister. Thank you very much.
And this boost is coming at a time whereby Raila Odinga met Kamala Harris, the presidential flag bearer for the Democrats in the US. Now, this is a major boost because if you look at Raila Odinga's latest game plan, especially with the China visit and now UN Security Council visit, and if you look at that unveiling of Raila Odinga at State House and the various endorsements that have come thereafter, you find that Raila Odinga's political quest matters AUC chair position. He's receiving boosts day by the day. And probably this explains why Mahmoud Yusuf has had to double his efforts, because he has realized that this fact that OIC countries are backing him is not something that he can rely on. They can back him on paper, but when it comes to votes, they go for someone with an experience. Of course, we all know that the issue of AUC is matters interests. It's about interests, Francophone, Anglophones, you know, those kind of narratives that have always been used, that are the reasons why, those are the determinants of who is going to take over from the existing AUC chair. So I want to take you to a video of how Raila Odinga was introduced to Kamala Harris while in the US. This is a video that I stumbled upon. I was just going through the way Ruto introduced Raila Odinga, and that could, to me, based on Raila Odinga's quest, I think this was some kind of a major boost to him, and it's really preparing grounds for his win. So before you get there, please like this video. It's so important. If you like this video, I'm so grateful for everyone who has been liking our videos. I don't take that for granted. Subscribe to our channel if you've not subscribed before, and to existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. I believe you have seen polls. Some polls give Mahmoud Yusuf a lead. Then there are other polls that give Raila Odinga a lead over Mahmoud. So you have seen these polls. Some of them are fake, some of them are legit. But those are polls that are giving people the impression on what is going to happen. Of course, there is an ongoing debate. I'm not denying the fact that there's an ongoing debate that some OIC countries will not vote for Mahmoud. It's out there in the public domain. And it's alleged that out of the 20-something OIC countries, Mahmoud is only assured of around, is it 16? Someone told me about 16, 17. So that means if Mahmoud is assured of 16 or 17, and Raila is now sure of around 20, it means if this election is taken through popular vote, see, maybe during the second or the third round, if they make a decision on a popular vote, then most likely Raila Odinga is going to triumph over Mahmoud. But of course, one thing that we also know is that those other three candidates are all OIC candidates. What they will do during the last stage, they might decide to coalesce around Mahmoud so that they can jointly beat Raila Odinga. But if you look at the endorsement for the OIC, already it's telling you that these OIC's members are divided. That's why you find that there are countries which will never vote for Djibouti. Now, let me take you back to this video that I promised I was going to share. The video on Raila being introduced to Kamala Harris. And personally, I saw that as a positive move, a move that is going to boost Raila Amolo Odinga's quest. So maybe just watch this video.
Pan-African space. And I just thought that in our midst, we have our former Prime Minister, the Honorable Raila Odinga, who is gunning for the chair of the Africa Union Commission, because as a country, I lead the charge on reform of the AU, and there cannot be any better reform than having the correct leadership to drive the African agenda. And so I just thought of introducing Raila Odinga, our former Prime Minister. Thank you very much.
Very well, ladies and gentlemen, that is a scary introduction. I call it scary because, of course, someone like Mahmoud would not take that lightly. Maybe normal citizens would say that is just like any other introduction, but to Mahmoud, that is a bit threatening. Let me be honest, ladies and gentlemen. Africans, some Africans still believe in US. That because they believe in US, they will always want to have, good relationships with the US president. So, and based on an endorsement from what's alleged, it's alleged that there's an endorsement from Kamala Harris, matters Raila Amolo Odinga's AUC bid, and because of the relationship between Kenya and the US, most likely those countries that still believe in US, all of them, they will vote for Raila. So that is how important that introduction is to Raila Amolo Odinga, and probably to, Kenya. You see? No, that's the reality, ladies and gentlemen. Now, recently there's a photo that surfaced of Salva Kiir and Mahmoud Yusuf, and this photo got people talking about the possibility of Salva Kiir voting for Djibouti. But you see, this photo is no different from the photo that we saw about Mahmoud and Museveni. And Museveni's take was a bit different. You see, you heard what Museveni said, and he was very open and vocal, and he said that the AUC position is not a matter of someone chasing a dream. It's about delivering. It's about who has the Pan-Africanism in him. So that is what makes Raila Amolo Odinga the most favorable person for this job. And that is also the reason why Mahmoud visit to the president of South Sudan, Salva Kiir, has little consequence. In fact, it's of no value. It's not going to add anything. But you see, just like Mahmoud said previously, that he is going to tour each and every country, even if he knows that they are not going to vote for him. So he also knows that there are countries which will not vote for him. But nevertheless, he will make that effort of touring those countries. There's a time I saw him with Mudavadi. He was received by Mudavadi. But that is also his democratic right to visit each and every country, because it's going to be the leader of this African country. So that's why you find that this endorsement that has been talked about of Kamala Harris to Raila, the endorsement on Raila Amolo Odinga's quest, it's going to add, it's going to be a boost to Raila. Why? Because US knows very well that they are one of the best buddies they have in Africa is Kenya. That is why Kenya is a NATO ally. You remember that story about Kenya being a NATO ally, and that was made clear during William Ruto's US state visit before the Gen Z started demonstrating. Now, because that is what is happening, US will want to do everything possible to make sure that Raila Amolo Odinga secures it. Because just like you already know that Africa is a battleground. And why is Africa a battleground? Africa has minerals. And the West or the East, they still believe that Africa is untapped. Because of that reason, countries like Germany, countries like Italy, countries like France, India, the Asian, countries like China, countries like UK, countries like US, Russia and the like will still have interest in Africa. And because of that reason, because of their interest in Africa, they will want to have their own people they prefer, or someone they prefer as the head of the AUC position. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my honest observation matters AUC contest. You know, I don't know about you. Maybe just go below in your comment section and you can offer your reaction. What do you think about this alleged endorsement from Kamala Harris? So if Kamala Harris is endorsing Raila Odinga, most likely Kamala Harris will want to have people, heads of state in Africa, you know, she will have to talk to them one-on-one on a private phone conversation, try to convince them that they need to go for Raila Odinga. So if that is the case, then Raila is better placed to clinch this position. So just go below in your comment section and you can offer your reaction. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.